Peace, everybody. I just want to thank y'all for being here tonight. Let me know if y'all hear me. Okay, please.
Peace, everybody.
Oh, shoot.
Hi.
Let's see who's in the chat. Hey, Berta, Lakeisha, Daya. Hey, Queen Nikki. Haven't seen you in a while. Rita, Scotty, Kayla, Midwife, just call me sis. Thanks for joining me tonight, y'all. I know it's been a while since I have been live. There has been so much going on behind the scenes. So much. There's an echo. Can you hear me now? That wasn't really an echo. It was like I had it playing on my phone and my laptop. So it should be all good now. So y'all, before we get started, I just want to read you guys something. So, Nature Boy and his wives have they've been going on a rampage lately. And they have been trying to remove videos from YouTube. They've been trying to scrub YouTube. And they've been somewhat successful with some of the videos that they could actually copyright that were linked back to their YouTube channel, but they weren't completely successful. Even so, I got an interesting surprise in my mailbox last night, and I know I wasn't the only content creator. I wasn't the only content creator to receive that message. So they're threatening now. And I will read you exactly what the letter stated. All right, y'all, look, don't worry about whatever they got going on, okay? They are being watched, all right? And that's all I can say. They're being watched. So Nature Boy sent a notice to cease and desist to a number of content creators, including myself. He is very upset, talking about the critics steal his rightfully owned videos and change the narrative of his original content. He said that this is not fair use. He states that his profit, business relationships, and emotional health has been majorly affected due to the videos that have been posted online. This is very interesting. He said that it's gone too far due to false statements and lies being stated by all of his critics. He said these critics make false claims, resulting in having the cops called on me over 60 times, which is, it's interesting. I've never once called the police on this cult. I document. That is what I do. But I know that it has happened, rightfully so. He states that he's had the cops called on him over 60 times. They've retrieved his home address and posted it, which we all know that the last home that he lived at, he posted his own address online. He said he was physically harassed. And he said that the critics have put his life in danger. It's really interesting how God and Christ combined, either or, depending on the time of day or night, is feeling harassed and ridiculed and persecuted, considering he's been persecuting Babylon for so many years now. He said that he demands that we immediately cease and desist from making any further defamatory statements about him. And he says that if we don't comply with his demand, he'll be forced to take legal action to protect his quote unquote reputation and seek damages for any harm caused. He said that if you don't cease the use of his material and defaming his quote unquote good name, a lawsuit will be commenced against you. So, I responded back. I told him that he's slandering my good name with his made up lies doxed me, doxed some other lady. I don't know even know who that lady is. And I told him to cease and desist doxing and slandering me. I reminded him that he was a public figure and that he called himself a cult leader multiple times. And he alone showed himself abusing and directing his fellow cult members to abuse each other and themselves at his will and command. You did that, Mr. Bishop, not myself or anyone else. And of course, I spell self, SELF, in all caps. And I told him the evidence of his abuse is already out there, and he will absolutely be a hot topic because you have an open and active criminal court case in progress, which can and will be publicly discussed on any platform that allows it. And P.S. This official legal document, it was riddled with spelling and grammatical errors. And I suggested that he hire a proofreader next time. However, the document was notarized. He had it notarized yesterday. And this man is scramble TFing right now. Him and his drone wives, they're scrambling. It's sad. It's so sad. Now, I could address every single lie, but guys, honestly, this shit has been exhausting. And I've just been sitting back and watching the cards play as they will. When you are doing something for the right reasons, you don't really have to do much when it comes to people trying to take you down for no good reason. So I know y'all all know that Efuru made this video. She made this video and she released all of the discovery in his case. All of the discovery. Insane. I mean, a lot of people think that it was a good idea that they they did this. And these people obviously don't know the law. You see, Nature Boy is such an egotistical individual that he truly believes that he can win this case in the court of public opinion, and he can slander everyone's name associated with this case in order to win sympathy from the public, from the masses. And then once all these videos that are showing his true nature are removed off of YouTube, then he can then paint a narrative of how he's a holy man of God and how he's so wonderful and he's enlightened all these people spiritually. And I've come to the conclusion that anyone, and I don't care who you are at this point, anyone who has felt that they've been enlightened by a nature boy, you have serious issues. Serious issues. And none of us can help you. You guys need to seek some real therapy. Maybe go find you an actual spiritual guru, like go to Tibet or something. Like do something productive with your lives and actually seek some real spirituality. I mean, these are the same people that's sitting up here calling this cult leader who has displayed all of his deviant behaviors online for years, their God. And you guys think that I'm going to be cowering under anything that they have to say about me? They've all got me fucked up. Anybody who has seen those videos and believe every single thing that you saw in that video, you've got to be a complete and utter fool. You condense a 6-hour interview down to 3 minutes of dialogue, and you conveniently leave out the parts where you committed criminal acts that very night yourself. You got some nerve. How's that righteous? You guys wouldn't know righteous if it bit you on the ass, where y'all got them Eligio tattoos tainted on you. Not even paint, they're tainted. So, thankfully somebody made a video countering that video, because I definitely wasn't going to do it. I know a lot of people wanted me to, and I really wanted to as well. But just because they showed their cards and they showed their hands, why should I show mine? Why should I show mine? I'm not going to do anything that could potentially jeopardize the prosecution prosecuting this case and hopefully winning it. It's funny how people forget that he has more than one charge levied against him. But watch the focus. The focus is on the sexual assault, the rape, conveniently leaving out everything else. Watch God work. All right, y'all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be playing Polly Out of Pocket's video tonight. She did a breakdown of Efuru's video. I haven't watched the entire thing, so I am definitely looking forward to watching this with you guys. And we'll see what she had to say. I am airing this video with her permission. And I'm looking forward to being in the comments with you guys as we follow along. And then afterwards, you guys, I know everybody in this chat probably knows by now that there was also a gag order, an injunction that was filed, a motion filed today by the prosecution to gag Eligio. He is most likely going to lose his phone privileges, his visitation privileges. He is, you know what? Let me read it for y'all real quick, and then I'm gonna play this video, okay? Because I at least want to get it in the video, get it on record. So the prosecution filed a motion, emergency motion for gag order and injunction today, about 3.5 hours ago. Come now, the state of Georgia, by and through the district attorney for the Stone Mountain Judicial Court, and shows as follows. On or about April 11, 2023, the state shared certain discovery material with attorney Darnisha Davis, counsel for the defendant. This discovery material included, among other materials, a body-worn camera video depicting law enforcement officers' initial interaction with the victim, and a video recorded statement the victim gave to an investigating detective with the DeKalb County Police Department. DeKalb, for everybody from Georgia, sorry. On June 2nd, 2023, the body-worn camera video depicting law enforcement officers' initial interaction with the victim and the video recorded statement by the victim to an investigating detective with the DeKalb County Police Department were uploaded and posted to the defendant's YouTube channel, Nature Boy TV, and his Instagram account, 3Legio, 13, Bishop, whatever. Case reports and documents that identify the victim by name were also uploaded to both of the defendant's social media accounts. Now, how fucking stupid can you be? Like, they're so smart. And all the people, oh, Efuru, oh, that was just so well put together. Really? How is something well put together when it's missing pertinent facts? And then it contains lies, like made up lies, like doxing people. Come on. Anyway, in addition to the above, the defendant has consistently spoken out on his social media platforms in reference to his case and the victim's allegations. He gave a recent interview on June 5th, 2023, calling the victim a liar, discussing the allegations and plea negotiations, identifying other witnesses involved in the case by name to his followers, and asking others to send the video containing the discovery out and to continue to promote it. He continues to have contact with his wives and uses their involvement to help harass the victim, which is in direct violation of his current bond conditions as ordered on May 23rd. These people don't believe in following the law. They break the law because they don't believe in the system, the same system that they utilize. I mean, these people were on food stamps, they were getting assistance, they were doing everything that they could to speak against the system while also utilizing the system. But they don't want to follow the law. You don't want to follow simple rules. Anyway, the uploading and publishing of these videos is in violation of Georgia Code 16623. It shall be unlawful for any news media or any other person to print, publish, broadcast, televise, or disseminate through any other medium or public dissemination the name or identity of any female who may have been raped. Further, upon information and belief, the public dissemination of the victim's personal information and interactions with law enforcement officers is intended to harass the victim and dissuade the victim from testifying in court. It goes on to state that a gag order restraining the district attorney and all persons associated with her office, counsel for the defendant, and all persons associated with their office, the defendant, the court staff, and any witnesses that may be involved with this case from making extrajudicial public statements on any matters related to the following: the character, credibility, reputation, or criminal record of the defendant, the victim, or the identity of a witness, or the expected testimony of any party or witness. The possibility of a plea of guilty to the offense charged in any plea offers or negotiations. The existence or contents of any statements, admissions given by the defendant, or his refusal or failure to make a statement. The existence of contents of any statements given by the victim or any witnesses involved in this case. Any opinion as to the guilt or innocence of the defendant or the credibility of the victim. Any information related to this case that is contained in discovery and is not public record, and information that the lawyers know or reasonable should know is likely to be inadmissible as evidence at trial, and that would, if disclosed, create a substantial risk of creating prejudice and an impartial trial. A protective order as authorized, prohibiting the further harassment of the victim. And this is interesting, you guys, because I really don't think that they understood the true nature of this cult in the beginning, because I specifically suggested to Janae in the very beginning that she asked them to have a order of protection issued against him, because we all knew that he was going to be capable of intimidating the witness, the victim, harassing the victim. So I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised that it took this long. It should have been done from day one. So they're doing a protective order, an injunction ordering Google, YouTube, Facebook to remove all videos from its website containing the victim's name, identifying information, or information relating to the above case. I know there are a few content creators out there that have replayed that video showing all of our names. And you know what? This live that I'm going to do this live tonight, and then I'm not going to be saving this video. It will be private. It will be taken down because I will not be adding. Obviously, it's going to be removed if I don't. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to delete, post and delete. So protective order, injunction, remove all videos from its website containing her name, identifying information, or any information relating to the case. So I have already started removing community posts that I've made, and I will continue to do so because I want to follow the law, you guys. I'm an L7 square. They also issued an order suspending the defendant's phone, video, and messaging privileges, removing his access to make any phone or video calls, and suspending any visits with individuals other than his attorney, Dornisha Davis, and Robert Booker. It was appropriate for the trial court to restrict the defendant's jail calls. Any other relief the court believes the circumstances warrant. So that motion was filed today. It has not been enforced by the judge yet, but I can almost guarantee you that the motion will go through successfully because of all of the Drone Sisters' criminal activity. Congratulations, ladies, you played yourself. You really fucking played yourself. And excuse my French tonight, y'all, because I've really been dealing with some bullshit. And y'all know me. Y'all know if it's anything about me, I'm gonna stand on what I say, and I'm gonna stand on what I do. Now, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. So yeah, they can't poetry. They violated that. They already violated that. Their video was on Nature Boy TV, and it'll be coming down soon enough. So if you want to see it, you better go check it out now. If not, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the content from that video will be in this video that I'm about to play momentarily. I want to give a thank you and a shout out to Holly Out of Pocket for making this video. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to play it on my platform. I appreciate you. And we're all gonna break this down and see what she has to say, and we're gonna go from there. So thank you again, y'all, for being here tonight with me. I'm about to pull it up in a minute. Okay.
We'll be discussing a new video posted by Efuru in which she provides examples of what she believes to be the malicious prosecution of Eligio Bishop by the police.
By the way, moderators, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. I love y'all. You guys, feel free to block, mute anybody who disrespects myself, the victim, or anybody in this chat room, including y'all. Block or delete. Like, I really don't have time for the bullshit anymore, and I'm not going to take anybody's shit. So do what y'all got to do tonight. And thank y'all.
And clips that she claims prove him to be innocent. I will post a link to Efru's full video in the comments, just in case you want to see it, along with timestamps. If you'd like to skip through any scenes that you may have already seen or my commentary. Efru's video, it also includes allegations that their infamous trolls unlawfully called the police on Nature Boy, causing him to be swatted in multiple countries. I did not include that footage because I found it to be laughable, especially when she mentioned their arrest in Hawaii for breaking quarantine rules and petting a poor sea turtle that could very well have contracted and spread whatever diseases they consistently carry in carbonation across the globe during its migration. Or Efru's assertion that the cult did nothing illegal in DeKalb County when most of us saw Malia screaming in the streets while the wives mobbed up and jumped her. The biggest issue with Efru's broadcast is not just the lies that she's told, it's all the incriminating parts that she's left out. She's omitted events that occurred that could very well support charges of false imprisonment, revenge porn, and of course the R word. I will not only show you like Efru's lies of omission, I will include clips to prove my point, and also I will clarify the definition of certain terms that Efru, Malia, Aya, and Zoka don't acknowledge or understand, such as consent, coercion, and false imprisonment, as well as a variety of different types of abuse that should definitely be discussed here. It does make sense that these women don't turn like coercion or consent, because if they did, perhaps they wouldn't allow Eligio to exploit them the way that he does. We're also going to discuss and define what the wives are all guilty of: abuse by proxy. First, we're going to watch Efru's extremely edited video of her examples of malicious prosecution. Efru's primary defense is surrounding around the statements that Neytiri Janae made to the police and in an interview with YouTube content creator The T. very shortly after she left Carbonation, now known as Imagination, by the way. The T, their number one enemy, or maybe number two if you count Neytiri. Now, I will show you parts of the interview that the cult and their associates like Keys have consistently left out that illustrate an environment of fear and intimidation. That was all Eligio's creation. It is impossible for anyone to come to an objectively valid conclusion about Nature Boy's innocence or guilt when with so many crucial details of the case cut out to create this false image of Eligio and them all being just innocent victims here. After Neytiri Janae's interview with the T, we're going to take a look at a court hearing discussing the pending charges against Eligio Bishop and whether or not the prosecutor, Tabitha Pasmino, had evidence to prove that she had probable cause to charge him. But I'm a big fan of Tabitha, by the way. And during this hearing, we're also going to hear from DeKalb County SVU Detective Panosian. And she's going to discuss details that, Neytiri Janae disclosed to her, and why Eligio's accuser felt falsely imprisoned and incapable of objecting to Eligio's advances in the midst of violent circumstances that were primarily perpetrated by his so-called wives. And last but not least, we're going to see Tabitha Pasmino at Eligio's initial bond hearing, explaining the many reasons why he should be held with no bond as well. And she's also going to read statements from Neytiri Janae. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions in the comments. I know that this case is very controversial, and even I have a lot of questions still. And don't forget, I would love to hear your opinion in the comments. And please do like and share and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And thank you for joining me.
Malicious prosecution occurs when a police officer or other government official causes criminal charges to be filed against the person when the official knows probable cause is lacking, and the charges are filed because of personal animosity, bias, or some other reason outside of the interest of justice. In such cases, the victim's 14th Amendment right to liberty has been violated. An arrest is found to violate the 4th Amendment because it was not supported by probable cause or a valid warrant. Elements of a malicious prosecution include 1. A prosecution instituted maliciously, 2. Without probable cause, which 3. has terminated favorably to the plaintiff. Now, let's break down how this prosecution was done maliciously, starting with the alleged victim's initial police report done March 30th, 2022.
So this happened today, right?
Well, this happened, yesterday. I tried calling yesterday.
But you didn't call.
I did call, but I wasn't in the area. So my name is Janae Newell. I was recently, here's my ID, a part of a cult that's known as a sex cult.
Neytiri has known Mr. Bishop for over 6 years, and she has never referred to the tribe as a sex cult. That reference is only used by online critics.
And they're located here in Atlanta.
So you were part of this cult?
Yeah, this cult.
Okay.
And the person who runs it, his name is Eligio Bishop.
Is it your boyfriend or no?
Yeah, he was my boyfriend at the time. Let's say that.
So what happened today?
What happened the other day? Because I left already. I left like some days ago, and I wasn't back there. But what happened is he's doing revenge porn on me online, and he has a big presence online. So he's posting porn of me and him without my consent online right now. And I'm just filing that report because that's wrong. He can go to jail for that. So that's why I had to escape. I had to sneak out because he wasn't allowing me to.
And you didn't call when you got out?
No, because
when you escaped?
Yeah, I didn't call him. I already left that facility.
But did you let him know? Did you call him and let him know, like, hey, you can't be posting that, you know?
No, I didn't call him. I didn't let him know anything. I didn't get in contact with him at all.
Text him to let him know. I mean, did you make videos with him? The consensual videos with them at the time? Because how does he have those videos?
Of course, like when we're together, you know, we like.
Okay, so
But it's like.
Did you text him and let him know that, hey, you can't be posting him? Because he's gonna be using that against you. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you didn't text him to say that, hey, you can't be posting that. You know? I would just let him know, like text that, like, you know, hey, why are these videos? Did he text you say, hey, I'm gonna release these videos of you for revenge? He didn't say, hey, I'm doing this because of this. Okay.
Officer Hugh asks 3 important questions. 1, did you tell him to take the videos down? She replies, no. 2, did he say he was posting it for revenge? She replied, no. And 3, were the videos consensual? She replied, yes. Let's continue.
So there's not going to be any, you know, until I do this, you guys are not going to go.
Yeah, we can't wait. So basically what he did was posted a couple videos of you without your consent, right? On Twitter. Anything else?
He also had his women abuse me, like jump me. So that's another thing.
Well, yeah, I would not join any more cults.
It is important to highlight here that she said nothing about rape. It is obvious that the T, one of Eligio's online critics, told her to go to the cops for revenge porn. After she goes to the police for revenge porn, the very next day, she does an interview with the T on March 31st. At this point of the interview, she says that her and Mr. Bishop make love.
So I go back inside. To tell him bye. And I hug him and he says, I love you. And I said, I love you too. And so he takes me into the other room and I start crying in his arms. At this point, I'm looking at him in the eyes and me being dumb, I got manipulated back in. Literally, like I couldn't resist him in that moment. In that moment, I was really vulnerable and he knew exactly what to say to me to help have me stay there with him. And yeah, we did make love in that moment. And I'm just like being a stupid ass, like letting him manipulate me back into the situation and allowing him to have sex with me. So at this point, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm stupid as fuck because I'm a sucker for fucking love.
Notice that nothing about rape was said until the T, Alice Castor, planted the idea.
Do you realize that what he did to you before you left was, do you think that it was truly lovemaking or making love to you? Or do you feel that it was, that it was coercion, which is pretty much one step down from, sexual abuse?
Pay close attention how Natiri responds to the question of, did you experience sexual abuse?
No, I know that it wasn't love because it just felt fake. It just felt like he was acting and just to keep me, like I'm just some kind of trophy to keep and not, share with the world. It's just, I'm just something to just collect dust on the shelf. And I felt stupid. I felt real dumb because I'm supposed to be this strong ass woman, but I fell right back into it, So Yeah, I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't real. I knew that he was like just having sex to me just to have sex with me so I can stay. Thinking all I needed was dick, and that wasn't it. What I wanted was love, real, genuine, true love for him and the family, forgiveness, and I didn't even get that. So I just wanted to leave at that point.
In this next part of the interview, you see the T coercing Natiri to press charges.
I just want to let the audience know that, guys, I did ask her earlier on in the interview if she was, going to go to the authorities and, file charges for the assault that the multiple assaults that had happened to her before she left. And she did say that she was addressing this on her own, and so we have to leave it in her hands and, see what happens from there. But she was asked that question already. So guys, please stop saying that she should press charges. We have absolutely let her know that, that's what she should do. And I absolutely support you 100% because you were assaulted.
Alice Castor is coercing Janae to press charges on Eligio Bishop. Now that the idea of rape is planted in Janae's mind, 7 days later, she calls the police back. It reads, April 7th, 2022, Miss Noel called back and stated she would like to speak to us. If you got raped, why didn't you tell the police that the first time? Why didn't you initially tell them that? Because the idea was planted in her head after doing the interview with the T. The T coerced Janae to press charges so they can finally meet their objective of getting Mr. Bishop locked up. She calls the police back, and now the story changes. But remember in the initial police report when Officer Hugh asked if there was anything else?
That it was posted a couple videos of you without your consent, right? On Twitter.
Right.
Anything else?
He also had his women abuse me, like jump me. So that's another thing.
Notice that when the officer asked her if there was anything else, she never says anything about rape. Now we're going to go into the interview that she does with Detective Moore and Panosium 7 days after her initial police report. At this point in the interview, the detectives and alleged victim are joking over a serious matter.
Uber's outside, and I try to go upstairs to say bye to the king, and I'm just going to call him the king because that's what the subject is.
Nature boy.
Nature boy. Yeah, nature boy.
I've seen several videos.
Oh my God. Thank God someone knows what I'm talking
We're
about.
a little familiar.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. All right, so I can just talk normal now. Okay.
Elements of a malicious prosecution has terminated favorably to the plaintiff. At this point of the interview, Detective Moore expresses his malicious intent to lock Mr. Bishop up.
So let me explain how I come to find out about this. This is probably 2 months ago, maybe 6-7 weeks ago. I get a phone call from this Hispanic lady. But so she told me to look these videos. So I looked up. That's when I started watching these videos, and I'm in awe of what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So that's how I got familiar with that.
Yeah.
And I would just watch videos, not believing what the hell I was seeing.
Yeah.
And another detective was familiar because I showed him these videos. He's like, he's been trying to get this nature boy for a minute because of some things he's seen online. Trying to get this nature boy for a minute because of some things he's seen online. And yeah, here you are. He is, I'm just going to use it. To me, he's like a real good car salesman.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the charisma. I mean, it's, it's understandable. He gets everybody with his charisma, like you said. But it is what it is, So let me real quick go back. When you went back up to say goodbye, he pulled you into another room.
Janae never said Mr. Bishop pulled her in the room. Here's what she describes.
But he physically was not going to let you leave.
Yeah, he pushed me, he let me into the other room, led me into the other room.
She clearly says he led her in the room. In the case notes, they have that Mr. Bishop moved her to the room. Next, Detective Moore coerces Janae Newell to press charges. He blatantly states Mr. Bishop needs to be jammed up.
I think we got a pretty good case here. I mean, really, I do. But it all, for now, comes down to you. Because if you say I want to prosecute, I mean, we've got nothing.
Detective Moore admits that the state has no evidence, so they're relying on her word to pursue a malicious prosecution.
This guy needs to be jammed up. He needs to go.
I think he needs to put in a mental hospital so he can get help.
Well, they got that in prison.
Yeah, I want that.
Okay, but here's the thing, and I understand you still got feelings for him, okay? And I get that. But he's not a good man.
I thought he was.
Well,
He kind of used to be. You know, it's one of those things.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He's been knowing what he's doing. Okay? He's like probably, I mean, the biggest narcissist I think I can ever remember actually seeing.
Yeah.
And to thank your God, the guy is not a good man. You ever overhear them ever talk like it? This guy's a fucking clown.
No, they never talk bad about him.
He sounds like he could probably go both ways.
Right.
Well, he needs to continue that in prison. I'm sorry, that guy is just not a good person, not a good human being. He don't need to be out here. And I tell this to a lot of people, you need to come first before him. Okay? I mean, you're wanting something good for a guy that's been bad.
Yeah.
Okay?
Elements of a malicious prosecution. Prosecution instituted maliciously and without probable cause. Charges are filed because of personal animosity, bias, or some other reason outside of the interest of justice. Not only does Janae say they made love in the T interview, she also says it in this interview to the detectives. There are 3 times Janae mentions sex with Mr. Bishop. All 3 times will be played. The first time.
And that's when then he made love to me.
The second time.
And at this point, he's looking me in my eyes and telling me this and that and third. We make love.
Once again, she states, we make love. Here's the third time.
And a part of me just gave it to him because I did, still care for him.
She says this, but the detective's case notes, arrest warrant, and affidavit were completely different to what Noelle states in her interview. To begin, let's look at the discrepancies in the case notes. These statements are all filled with little white lies. We will be focusing on the most important ones to prove that this case was done maliciously. On the second line, it reads, she stated she continued to tell him she wanted to leave, and he became irate. In none of the interviews does Noelle describe Mr. Bishop as irate. The next point is on the fourth line. It reads, she continued to ask to leave and began crying. The detectives worded to make it seem like Noelle is in danger. But let's play back what she actually says.
I hug him and he says, I love you. And I said, I love you too. So he takes me into the other room and I start crying in his arms.
That doesn't sound like she's in any danger to me. The next point is also on the fourth line, reading, she stated Mr. Bishop began to attempt to have sex with her, and she told him no, but he continued.
Then he made love to me. He's looking me in my eyes and telling me this and that and third. We make love.
And yeah, we did make love in that moment.
The next point is on the fifth line, reading, she stated they made love because she didn't want to fight him off any longer. Let's play back what she actually says.
A part of me just gave it to him because I did, still care for him.
What she actually says is she gave it to him because she has feelings for him, not because she was tired of fighting him off. Now we are going to expose the inconsistencies in the arrest warrant. In the arrest warrant, it describes the situation completely different from the alleged victim's actual statements. It uses words like forcibly and against her will to criminalize Mr. Bishop. It continues to read that he forced himself in her. How is this even possible when she only described it as lovemaking? The detectives also put this in the affidavit. Again, they say that he pulled her in the room.
He let me into the other room, led me into the other room.
The detectives wrote that she told him no multiple times, but he kept pursuing. The lies continue. Note, what was actually said and what's written on the paper are not the same. And this is how they got a warrant on Mr. Bishop, by not being honest. April 14th, 2022, Elijio Bishop is now swatted again in DeKalb County on a malicious prosecution. The following video will show a split screen of the SWAT outside and inside of the house.
Yo, get my wallet, my phone. They breaking the door open, yo. We're good. We're coming out. We're good. We're coming out. No need to break anything.
For what it's worth, I'm going to read you guys an article of what the police claim happened the day of the swatting. Upon arrival, the SWAT team exited a Sprinter van parked in the driveway of the location and moved around to side 2 of the residence. Announcements were made using the PA system from a DeKalb County police unit with emergency lights activated. As verbal announcements were being made for suspects to exit from the front door of the location, members of the SWAT team moved around to side 3. Sorry, I had to do it, guys. Of the location through a backyard gate, which was unlocked. The SWAT members set up on the side 3 door and knocked on the rear door for suspects to exit the location while also giving verbal announcements. Multiple subjects could be seen moving around inside the target location as verbal announcements were made. However, they refused to come to the door. They advised to breach the side 3 door, and the door was breached open, causing damage to both the door and frame. And members of the SWAT team moved into the residence. Several adults, males and females, were lying down by the door. The suspect was given commands to crawl outside towards the members of the SWAT team, where he was placed in custody without incident. The remaining adult males were detained and also escorted outside. At that point, the members were taken to DeKalb Criminal Investigation Division to be interviewed and to give them the opportunity to leave the residence if they so desired.
If you're ready to talk about what happened that prompted you leaving Carbonation.
I'll tell you exactly what happened when I left Carbonation. Basically, he didn't hit me, but I was hit by Zoka, Efuru, and Shiva did push me and nudge me and was getting up in my face as well. The reason why this happened is because they feel as if I was being disrespectful to him by giving him a face. The reason why I was giving him a face is because he told me that I was too friendly to the guests that come over. He said that I was a parasite that leeches on the people when they come and want to take their energy and all this other stuff, when that wasn't even the case. Of course, when people come over, me being a socialite, a Gemini moon, I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to talk to them about knowledge, tell them about things that we're learning here at the cult, make them feel like they're comfortable, because sometimes they act weird. The girl that happened to come over, her name was Fauna at the time, and she came over just to visit, and she was dancing with me and dancing with the guides and doing everything. And I just got into a conversation with her, talking about the natal chart and telling her what her energies and looking into things. And then I had told her, you know what, okay, we can do this later. I want you to go, have fun. I don't want to take you away from everybody. So basically, he told me I was a parasite because I was too friendly with the guest that come over. And he said it wasn't the first time that happened. The guests that come over, I do sometimes feel special connections with some of them, but not like all of them. Like it wasn't
a thing. That's what it is. I'm saying like, and the reason why I made a face towards him is because I wanted to say something, but I was stopping myself from saying it because you don't want to argue back and forth with him. But I still got in trouble with it anyway. So, long story short, he said I was a parasite for wanting to socialize with the people that came over. And he was basically giving Zoka the go to hit me at any time. And he pointed out me making a face as in like, because at this point I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? Because now he's trying to manipulate the room to see that I'm being this parasite and I'm selfish by putting on a aspect on the TV saying that how I'm selfish and self-centered and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I see that that's an aspect that I have, but that didn't apply to the situation though. It just didn't. I was just being like friendly. I was being honestly friendly because Malia was in her. She wasn't talking as much. Fufu was cleaning. I just thought just to talk. That's it. Just talk. Like, what the fuck was wrong with talking to a person? I don't know what the hell was wrong with that. So when he pointed out that I made a face, Zoka slaps me in the back of the neck. And I hollered out, what the fuck? Like, what? Why did you do that? I ain't doing that. And she hits me again after, I don't know what happened. I was just saying I didn't do anything. She hits me again. And at that time, I got up because I felt myself about to swing. But when I got up, all the girls got up. And after all the girls got up, they told me to sit back down. Now, at this point in my mind, I'm like, all right, it's either I swing and get jumped or I don't do shit and I get away with it. So I said, I'm not gonna get jumped. But before I got set back down, Efuru comes in and nudges me in the head and pushes me back. So at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna get hit by 2 people at the same time, or 3 or 6 or 5. I'm not. So I sit down and Sheba starts getting in my face or starts saying something. And I smirked at her because she would have never got like that if it was one-on-one. Like, it was funny to me. So I smirked. And that's when Zoka smacked the daylight out of me. I'm like, what the fuck? And at this point, I'm getting mad because I can't do anything. Or it's not that I can't do anything. I choose not to be doing anything because I'm smart. I'm not going to mess up my pretty face because I make a wrong impulsive move. So at this point, I'm huffing and puffing because that hit me hard. And I'm mad as fuck that I can't do nothing about it. And I'm mad that they're smacking me up for being friendly. You feel me? Like, it didn't make sense to me. So then Baba G started going on and on about, you're the last person that should be causing me problems. And, we should have jumped you when, you stepped through the door and stuff like that. And I'm just like, and he's, basically degrading me at this point. I'm just like, what the fuck did I do to you, yo? Like, I ain't do nothing at this point. Like, I literally was just trying to be friendly to a girl that possibly could be gay. So you might have been jealous or something. But I was just being friendly, and you just order them to smack me and have it be okay. And then now everybody is on my ass. Like, everybody's laughing, like the guys snickering, True talking shit. Like, I'm just like, what's really going on? And he's like, and then Baba G says, don't worry, we'll use Nateri as a servant. And come tomorrow, she's gonna be the servant and this and that. And I'm just like, wow, like, really? And one of the reasons why I left is because y'all don't know, when he was trying to do the queen thing, there wasn't gonna be a new queen. It was all an act. At first it wasn't. I'm thinking that I actually have a chance to like prove that, okay, well, I can definitely, take the queen thing and really do something positive with the cult. But nah, he was like, it was never going to be that way. He said that it's going to be Queen Malia, queen. She's going to remain the queen after the court thing. and I'm gonna be her servant, meaning I'm gonna be her caddy. I do everything for her, and for a day or two, I was her servant, and I'm gonna be her servant, and I'm gonna kiss her feet in front of the whole world, and then I'm gonna claim the name Safia, because people was calling me Nateri again. I forgot that I was renamed Safia. So that was the plan. And I wasn't really always okay with it, but I tried to be okay with it because I tried to think of the bigger picture about how he's saying he's about to adorn her, adorn Malia and make her the queen and show how a Black woman should be treated and, you know, make her the face of carbonation. And I'm just like, all right, well, I can sacrifice, you know, me really feeling like I could do it for her to take the shine. But in my heart, I didn't really feel like that's what I wanted to do, because he said, and you're going to be in the background. And when he said that, it triggered me, because I'm like, I'm not made to be in the background, yo. I know that about myself. I'm not made to be behind nobody. That and I shine really bright. He wanted me to dress her up every day, you know, with the fashion that I got, all the clothes that I brought. He wanted me to do everything for her. Anything that she wanted, I was supposed to do for her. And when I really thought about it, after seeing that they didn't really respect me or cared for me at all, they just said, oh, you just bought the fashion, without even recognizing that that's not all I did. You know what I'm saying? I realized that they don't love me like I really love them, and I want to go. And so after some time of just sitting there, and everybody got up and left, and they told me just to sit there, and they're still treating me like shit at this point, talking to me like a dog. Baba G comes in and he's like, are you okay? And I told him no. And he was like, you know what, just go pack your shit. Goes, just make it clean, make it simple, just make it, but basically he's saying don't make a fuss about it, just pack your shit and just get out. And usually when he says that, he expects people to be like, no, I want to stay. But I was just like, okay, I need my pink and my white suitcase, and that's all I need. So I told the people I told you I need my suitcases. I went upstairs and I started packing. I started packing items of clothing. The girls, which is Zoka and Sheba, were upstairs making me trying to feel bad for taking my stuff. She's like, oh, and Sheba's like, oh, and you taking all your shit back? You ain't shit. And they're at this point, they're being little devils and demons trying to provoke me. And I'm just taking my breathers. I'm not responding to them at this point. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna get up and go, because I know what they're trying to do. I just gotta try to figure out how I'm gonna get out. I had $6 to my name in my bank account. I had to make sure I do something, because I can't live in this environment no more. It's not healthy for me. I truly see their true feelings about me. They're jealous of me. They don't like me. I gotta get out. That's what my mind was at. I felt really excluded at that point. Like they didn't forgive me for anything I did. So basically, I was packing my stuff, and I asked Zoka if she can get my painting from the other room, which is Baba G's room. And she was like, no, you go get that shit yourself. And I was like, okay. So I got up sporadically, and they got up sporadically and got in my face. They're like, watch how you move around here, ho. And I'm like, yo, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just about to get my painting. Like, leave me alone. They're like, no, you better watch how you move around here. And then Sheba pushes me. And I'm like, yo, don't touch me. Because at this point, I'm not doing nothing to them. I just got up sporadically to go get my stuff so I can get out. And then Zoka smacks me again. And I'm just like, yo, don't touch me. Because I'm not doing nothing to you guys. At this point, I'm getting mad because, oh my God, I swear if it was one-on-one, they would have never touched me. But it's like they want to, like, just, they know that because they're in numbers, that they can, like, take advantage of you. So I'm just like, okay, at this point, I don't care, bro. Like, just get out of my face. I'm trying to pack. And then Efuru comes back upstairs, like, shouts in my face, you better stop yelling. I don't want to hear you downstairs while you're still in Baba G room. Because you're going to basically say I'm going to get fucked up if I don't, stay quiet. And then the guys have to come in and tell them to calm the fuck down, because at this point, Sheba is grabbing my art, because I asked for my art that was in the shed, which I brought my whole art supplies and art, my whole canvases that was in my room, because Baba G said he wanted all the art in the house. And then he said my art looked demonic and kept them in the shed. So I asked for the art to get out the shed. Sheba's grabbing my art and trying to toss them into my suitcase. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Chill out. Like, I'm not doing nothing. At this point, I swear, I'm not doing nothing to nobody. I'm just trying to get my shit and go calmly, because that's what Baba G said. And the guys even had to tell me to chill out. Like, yo, chill out. Like, just let her, do her thing. And I say one thing. I say, I'm not doing nothing to them. And he's like, then Caliber says something about you and you provoking them. I'm like, I'm not even provoking them. They're just being bitches for no fucking reason, bro. They're being bitches. Literally, there's just being straight up demonic force bitches. And I'm just like, why? So at this point, I'm more hurt than angry, because I ain't had time for it. So I pack up my stuff and I'm looking for an Uber at this point. And whenever you try to leave Carbonation, they're going to make sure that you know that it's your fault and you're at fault and you're stupid for leaving and it's hell out there and you're not going to go nowhere. At this point, when my stuff is packed up and I'm on my knees in front of Baba G, he's telling me that I'm used up. No one's going to want me. I've been passed around. I'm a pass around. All this demonic shit to my face. And I'm just taking it. And I'm sad at this point. I'm real sad, because I really thought they liked me and they didn't. They was just faking the whole time. So it's like, it was just making me feel like I'm stupid for even over loving or over giving. I gave my whole room. I sold my whole car. What the fuck else you want from me? I gave you my whole life, my whole wardrobe, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of clothing and shoes. I gave that all to the group, to the family, because I'm thinking like, yo, like, yeah, that this is it. Like, this is my family. They didn't appreciate none of that shit. And they still wearing it to this fucking day. So I'm at this point, I'm just like, I gotta go. And they can take all the shit. They can have it all. I'll start over with nothing, because I know God got me. I know that God have my back. And I know I'm so abundant. My spiritual mother, Oshun, she don't play that shit. I'm an Abeji. I'm a twin daughter of Oshun. Like, I'm not no just regular female. Like, I can get this all back. So that's why I just gave it to them, because I know that they need it more than I do. So I'm here with basically nothing at all. They cleaned out my whole room, and I sold my car, and I'm starting to fuck over.
I feel like you were seriously abused there. At no point did you think so you loved them that much that at no point did you feel like you wanted to call the police? Was it fear? What was it that held you back from calling protection?
So when after I was done listening to what they had to say about me downstairs, and they were just saying I'm dumb, I'm stupid, and I'm actually agreeing with them at this point, because I just felt like I was hurt and I just wanted to go. At this point, I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't know, I'm just gonna just go and all this other stuff. Then he's saying you're just you're stupid bitch. I actually feel sad for you. I feel bad for you. You're not going nowhere. Just don't go nowhere. I'm like, nah, I want to leave now. And he's like, okay, well, are you calling your Uber or whatever? I'm doing that right. I told them I'm doing that right now. And basically, I was just like trying to not let them tell me to stay, because even Aya said, oh, stop being self-pity and just do the work. I'm like, nah, I don't want to be here no more. Like, that shit is dead. It's done. I don't want to be here no more. even though I truly in my heart I wanted to stay with the group and the family, I couldn't respect any of their tactics and how we did things anymore. Like, even what we did with Malia wasn't right. Like I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't do it no more. So I called my Uber. I called up a friend. Actually, I texted a friend, and she said that I can stay at her place or whatever, art studio for the night, and then I can sleep on her couch in the art studio. All I need to do is get a ride there. She offered me a ride there. She called me up an Uber. I had to Uber over to a CVS or a nearby CVS first for them to pick me up at the CVS. I had $6. The Uber was $4. So I got the Uber and I started to make my exit. And the girls are snatching a charger, my nigga, a charger out of my hand saying, oh, is that your charger? Did you came with this charger? I said, no, I didn't come with this one, but I came with a charger and I can't find it because people have been using it. I don't know where it is at. So they snatched the charger out my hand. I'm like, did Baba G tell you to do this? So I was gonna go upstairs to go to Baba G. Queen Malia comes out and tells me to go back downstairs. And I'm just like, Baba G would have never treated me like this. Y'all bitches just jealous. I'm just thinking that in my mind. Like, so I just started going at this point. I didn't make no problem. I ain't cause no issue. I ain't cuss them out. Nothing. I just said, I'm going. And I'm rolling my shit out the door at this point with my shoes off. And I'm getting to the car. And that's when they said, Baba G is calling you. God is calling you. Will you answer the call? So I go back inside. I go back inside to tell him bye. And I hug him and he says, I love you. And I said, I love you too. And that's when he started taking me into the other room. And I said, no, stop. Like, I really gotta go at this point. Like, then my Uber's outside. So he takes me into the other room. And I start crying in his arms. Because I don't know, I was just emotional. Everything was just like piling up on me. The Uber done left me, so I felt like I was trapped there again. And I was like, oh my God, like I just missed the Uber. Like, and he's telling me, I'm not gonna let you go. You know, you're my bitch. You're my problem.
A lot of people like Nateri. I like Nateri too. Like Nateri got my name on her ass. That's she's mine. She belongs to me. I realized that really when she got here, like she belonged to me.
I don't. So y'all just fucking with her, but y'all just teaching her a lesson.
I brought her here. This is why I brought her here. Let me tell you how I brought her here. This is what I brought. This is what I did. I brought her here to use her for content.
Right.
Basically, like I knew she was already in love with Solar, so I was just like, you know what? Since she talked all that shit, told those lies about me, I'm gonna use her for content. And what I did was, I said, you know what? Come through. I told Solar to message her, juice her up, have her to come through. So he started talking to her. She came through, and the plan was to just use it for clout, and then tell her like basically it was supposed to be like, aha, it's a prank, and then send her ass back to the crib. But it wound up being that I liked her. I like her. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm just gonna keep her. So it was basically, It was revenge.
I felt the revenge a long time ago. I never said nothing. I was just letting it play out because I know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If I didn't like her, she would have been like here temporarily, and then Solar and Zoka would have been like, hell no, and she would have left.
Right.
Basically, that's how I was going to get rid of her. Basically, Zoka was going to be like, hell no, you ain't allowed to be in my motherfucking relationship, bitch. And I was going to actually try to have Zoka fight her, and it was going to be like a thing. I was like, you know what I mean? Because I know Zoka don't even like her like that. So I was going to like have Zoka fight her on IG and then set it up and let y'all watch it. Because I know y'all wanted Nateri to get beat up anyway. I know Zoka.
Nah, I don't.
I'm talking about the people, man. I'm talking about the people.
I love all your people. Good, bad.
I'm talking about the people, man. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I love all the people.
People would love to see Zoka fighting Terry. Feel what I'm saying?
Zoka don't have that kind of spirit though. It's like I don't see her fighting.
Shit. Zoka's a patient warrior, nigga.
Oh shit.
I just missed the Uber, and he's telling me I'm not gonna let you go. You know, you're my bitch, you're my property.
It's the territorial aspect.
It's just my instinct to be territorial. That's mine. Every woman that I deal with directly is my possession. And that's just the way it is by nature.
I mean,
matter of fact, if they make another child, I would want to kill it because I want my genes to survive. So it's all survival of the fittest. It's just nature. And so the male's nature is to be territorial about what is his.
You know, I'm telling him, you're going to have to let me go. I'm telling him, you're going to have to let me go. He's like, you think I can't let you go? And at this point, I'm looking at him in the eyes and me being dumb. I got manipulated back in, literally, I couldn't resist him in that moment.
Well, you might want to have some time alone with Sheba to get y'all mind right and decide what y'all want to do. It's up to you, B. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Y'all might want to go have sex, stuff your dick down her throat. You know what I'm saying?
I'm fucking dead.
I don't know, B. I don't know. Whatever you need to do right now, you know what I'm saying? Communicate. Shit, ain't nothing to talk about, bitch. I'm fucking your brains out in this moment. I'm stripping every bit of your clothes off. You gonna get the best head you ever got in your life. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm about to choke the shit out you, bitch. You ever leave me? You ever leave me? I'll fucking kill you, Remy. I'll kill you. I fucking love you, yo. No, it's hard, man. That's the shit I'm saying. In this moment, that's what's due. Ain't none of that. You gonna get your head knocked against the wall. Boop. Oh shit. Clothes getting ripped and everything. What's right there? What you mean? I'm gonna let her start packing her bags and everything. You. I'm gonna give her a head start. I'm gonna let her pack her bags. She gonna start packing her. Get a head start. Yo, you get a head start and everything. As soon as you think you halfway out the door, you gonna grab the back of your neck. Where you think I'm going? What the fuck? Fuck me? That's how it is. If you try to say bye to me, oh man, that's not gonna be good. We gonna have crazy sex. It's about to be crazy. It's the best sex ever. You about to leave sex? Oh, okay. This is the greatest sex ever. Man. I'm about to bite your ass and everything. You about to get the greatest sex ever. By the time I'm done, we're gonna be laying in the bed you leaving? I'm too weak to leave. Best dick ever. My dick gonna be harder than mother. You ain't never gonna feel my dick as hard as it usually. This shit gonna be usually hard. God damn, that shit hard than mother. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Shit harder than the missile. God damn, that dick was hard. You gonna get extra pipe. Whoa, yeah, playing with me. But anyway, moving forward.
In that moment, I was really vulnerable, and he knew exactly what to say to me to help have me stay there with him. And yeah, we did make love in that moment.
So can I ask you a question? So that one time when we was in Poppy's room and we fucked that day. That day that I was on the bed.
Yes.
Sex, say sex.
Made love.
I like that.
I didn't want to like resist him. I didn't want to like, you know, because any of that, because it was just like, if I felt like if I was gonna resist him and I already done left the Uber done left, and my friend is calling me like back to back to back, asking me if I'm okay, and I'm just like being a stupid ass, like letting him manipulate me back into the situation and allowing him to have sex with me. So at this point, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm stupid as fuck because I'm a sucker for fucking love. Like he knows exactly what to do to get me back. And at this point, in my mind, afterwards, I'm telling him I still want to go. And he's like, shut up. You my bitch. Like, you're not going nowhere. You're my property. Just hurry up and get over that shit. And let's go. Like, you wasting time. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a shower. And he's like, okay. So he leaves the room. And while I'm in the shower, I'm texting my friend. I'm like, at this point, I'm going to have to sneak out because I was weak in that moment. I was weak, and he knows exactly what to say to, you know, just to get me back in. I missed my Uber. I missed my shot with going, and I'm gonna have to get out because he's not letting me go. He told me that he's not letting me go anywhere, so I'm gonna have to just go. So I asked her for $11 for Uber to the nearest something somewhere, and that's what happened after that. And then afterwards, a lady that has been like really supporting me throughout the years, I had messaged her, I didn't have to say anything. She just knew what to do. Like all I said was hi, Miss Anita, and she just sent me $50 out of nowhere. Boom. I was able to, with that $50, I was able to Uber to the nearest Waffle House, get something to eat, that same rising, the next rising, and Uber to the studio that I was sleeping in. And that was that. I had to sneak out in the rising when everybody was sleeping, and I prayed to God that nobody woke up. The only person that was up was Zoka, and she was in the shower. So I took the opportunity to go because I knew that if I would have stayed, more humiliation, more embarrassment, more of what happened that night would have happened more if I stayed there. So that's the story.
That is quite a story. Thank you for sharing your story. Did they reach out to you after you had left? Did he try to contact you?
No, I changed my number afterwards and I deleted my Instagram so I can not have to get in contact with them. But they didn't even try to do anything. They couldn't get in contact with me. And if they, I don't even think they tried, honestly.
Do you realize that what he did to you before you left was, do you think that it was truly love making or making love to you? Or do you feel that it was, that it was coercion, which is pretty much one step down from, sexual abuse?
No, I know that it wasn't love because it just felt fake. It just felt like he was acting and just to keep me, like I'm just some kind of trophy to keep and not, share with the world. It's just I'm just something to just collect dust on the shelf, and I felt stupid. I felt real dumb because I'm supposed to be this strong ass woman, but I fell right back into it, So yeah, I know it wasn't real. I knew that he was like just having sex to me just to have sex with me so I can stay, thinking all I needed was dick, and that wasn't it. What I wanted was love, real genuine true love for him and the family, forgiveness, and I didn't even get that. So I just wanted to leave at that point. I just wanted to go.
Completely understandable. I just want to let the audience know that, guys, I did ask her earlier on in the interview if she was going to go to the authorities and file charges for the assault that the multiple assaults that have happened to her before she left, and she did say that she was addressing this on her own, and so we have to leave it in her hands and see what happens from there. But she was asked that question already, so guys, please stop saying that she should press charges. We have absolutely let her know that that's what she should do, and I absolutely support you 100% because you were assaulted, and I'm a proud L7. I will call the police on you, and I will press charges on you if you put your hands on me or if you try to assault me. I'm the type of person that I will go to the police without hesitation because that's where my tax dollars go. So I fully support you in that, Nateri. Janae, if that's the route you decide to take, I feel that you should take that route. I'm not one of those, Black conscious community people that is, feels that we should never go to the police, and we should know especially as Black women, we have to, find ways to protect ourselves in any way possible and in any way, in any avenue that's available to us. So please don't feel ashamed to take that route. You have a ton of people out here that will support you if you did decide to do that. You have every right to do that. You have suffered a lot of abuse. A lot of the women there are still suffering a lot of abuse. And it's just really unfortunate that, we have this mindset in our community that, yeah, the police do fucked up things to us as a whole, but we should also hold the police accountable as well to protect us when those instances occur. So I just want to throw that out there, and I know that you said you already are on top of that, so I just wanted to kind of say that for the audience. Guys, she is aware. Y'all can stop saying that now. We heard you loud and clear, and I agree with all of you. So I also want to ask you, Janae, are you against seeking professional help? I think that would, I think for someone like you, and this is coming from someone who not only has a degree in psychology that I really never did a lot with. I ended up in business, but I do have a degree in psychology. I think that what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of therapists, a lot of social workers, therapists, psychologists, these people have suffered trauma in their lives, and they decided to go into a field to help others to overcome. And so I feel that you would benefit greatly from speaking with a professional. Is that something that you would consider in the future, now or in the future?
Yes, absolutely. I'm actually considering that now. I never took, therapy before. I have took counseling in high school, but I've never took therapy before, or it was actually in middle school. So I don't know how to begin, but I know that Divine will help me, and people will help me, find a great therapist for myself. And my mother even takes therapy as well, so she even had talked to me about that, and that's something I'm heavily considering, because I definitely want to change. I want to heal. It's not like I want to do this again. So yeah, I'm definitely open to anybody's opinion about it. Before I would get offended, but now I'm just like, bruh, I need it, bruh. I need it. I'm open. Most definitely.
I'm really, really happy to hear that. I hope you keep that mindset, because I know it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And I definitely know that you're going to need a big support system around you. I think a lot of people say, stay off the internet. It's hard when you're alone, and you're, in those moments when you're in your room, you're alone, and you're only left to your thoughts. How have you been handling that so far? Or have you just really been relying on your tribe that's been protecting you and supporting you since you left?
I apologize if I sound weird. I'm crying a little bit. I just been like,
by myself doing certain things. Divine have been definitely helping me. I've been talking to her every day. God bless her soul. I've been talking to my mom a lot. Talk to my sister. I've been talking to a whole lot of divine feminine forces. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hardly even talk to men at all. I've talked to a few brothers that I consider my real like brother. Like, and I have talked to my real brother because at one point I felt like I wanted to go over there with my brother just to get the rest of my stuff. But my family has been really there for me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have family because this shit right here, yeah, I'm sorry, bro. This shit hurt. This shit hurt, yo. Dude, I thought I had a family, bro. This shit hurt. And I keep going back, and I don't want to go back no more. Just to feel like this, I don't want to go back no more. I don't care if I'm in love. I don't care if I love them. I don't care. This shit hurt. And I'm not gonna like keep doing this to myself because that means I don't love myself. And so I'm so thankful for Devon, and I'm thankful for you, even T, for like for accepting my call, because even you didn't even have to give me that time on the phone just to talk and release certain things, but you did. And I definitely do see why therapy is needed, because sometimes you just need to talk it out and just get it out. And sometimes you can't really do that over there, because if you try to talk it out, he'll try to, sometimes he will like not listen or cut you off, make your feelings feel unvalidated, or it's like you stupid for even thinking how you think. And so it's like you pile up shit. So yeah, I have definitely been talking to my family. A lot of women have been supporting me, which I'm so thankful for, because I don't know what I would have did. I don't know what I would have did. I don't know where I would have went. I probably would have. I didn't want to go back. Kept telling me they kept telling me I was gonna go back, and I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back at all. That shit hurt, yo. I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit hurt my soul. So I thought I had. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cry, but I swear this need to come out, yo. This is a deep hurt, yo. And I want to apologize to the public and the people that believed in me, and I went back. I'm so sorry because I was weak. Yeah, I was weak. I was trying to go back to a place where there was no love for me there. Solar watched me get beat up, bruh. It did nothing but save. Did nothing but save on my family lit, as if I was excluded out of the family, and as if it was okay for them to beat me up, yo. And that shit hurt, yo. Yo, I felt so stupid. Yo, I felt so stupid for loving him, yo. And I felt so stupid for loving Eligio. And loving the tribe, because there ain't no love in them, bro. And if there's love in them, they're too scared to speak up and say that it was wrong, because they thought it was right. And I'm sorry for crying.
Don't be sorry. Crying, that's there's strength in tears. It is actually, you're actually releasing. There's a powerful spiritual release there, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a sign of weakness. I used to think that myself, like crying is weak, but it's not. You're standing in your strength right now. And I do feel that the members that are still there, they know damn well deep in their hearts that it's wrong what they're seeing, what they're witnessing, and what they're taking part in. Because you, even when you were there, you knew it was wrong. You said that. You said that some of the things that you saw, you were just like, this is wrong. Kite said the same thing. This is wrong. But it's kind of like a herd mentality. It's a cult mentality where you don't want to stand out, because when you're a part of a cult, that's the point, is to be like everybody else. And so when you do have those moments where the cult leader is treating you differently than everybody else, treating you a little bit better, you feel special, but it's all a facade. It's all fake. Nature Boy Eligio only loves himself. So you can give love to as many people as you want to. We can love, love, love. We can love till the cows come home. But the most important person that you need to be loving is yourself. Love on yourself. Give yourself all that love that you have in your heart for all these people. Eligio, the members that are still there, give that to you. Get a pet. Get somebody in the comments mention getting a support pet. Get yourself somebody that's going to love on you and you can love on them, and just express and release and treat yourself well. I think, do you love yourself? Do you truly love yourself and value yourself? Like, please be honest.
I don't think so. And I'm learning to love myself more through all these experiences, because I know that what self-hate is now, so I know what I could do to love myself out of that. And sometimes you gotta go through things and go through what you don't like to know what you do like. And that's not something I like within myself, is that I keep doing the same shit and expecting a different result. So I don't think I'm at that level of love yet that I need to be, because if I was, I'll be somewhere on stage performing music, doing all this other stuff, instead of running to a man that don't love me. So yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, bro. It's whatever. I'm gonna do better. I swear I'm gonna do better. And I'm gonna get over it. It's gonna be a new day. I'm gonna excel. And the biggest revenge. My mom always told me was the biggest revenge. Excuse me. Sorry. As a janitor, the biggest revenge is success. And when I'm successful, I know I'm gonna love myself into the best way I can.
Terry left, I forgot. Yes, last night, unfortunately, she was talking back to me, and one of the females kind of slapped her pretty hard, because she was just out of line. So one of the felines kind of smacked her pretty hard in her face, like, and she kind of like, I don't know who did it. I forgot. In my mind, I thought it was someone that smacked her, or a hand that came out of nowhere and just smacked her face completely. And then I was like, whoa, who smacked her? And she was smacked. And then she started talking out of her mouth again. And she said, da 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 da. And then she got smacked again. And I was like, oh, whoa, calm down. And she was like, I'm sorry. And then after that, she said she wanted to leave. We had sex, and then I woke up, and she was gone. She was gone. So, yeah. Update. We already know what she's going to do, right? How foolish. How foolish of her.
Now that we've heard both Efuru's side of the story and Neytiri's side of the story, as well as the tea, I would like to go over a few definitions. You guys probably already understand them well, but for the sake of the wives, I'm going to go ahead and define some terms, some situations that they don't understand. And like I said, if they did, maybe they wouldn't be in the position that they're in now. What is a victim of coercion? Coercive control is when a person with whom you are personally connected repeatedly behaves in a way which makes you feel controlled, dependent, isolated, or scared. In Georgia, false imprisonment is a felony that occurs by the unlawful confinement of a person without his valid consent. Generally, false imprisonment is accomplished by force or threat of force. Valid consent must be given of one's own free will. Consent obtained by coercion or threat is not considered valid.
At any point did Ms. Noel tell you that she told him yes, she told Mr. Bishop yes and wanted to have sex with him?
No, ma'am. She stated she said no multiple times.
Disclaimer, I am not recording this. I'm just live streaming it.
Did she relay to you how she felt about Mr. Bishop, as whether she could kind of escape the situation or do anything else while that was happening, while he was proceeding to rape her?
She stated she didn't have fear that he would strike her, but he would order the other females to abuse her. She stated he had already done it that day and that she had fear for her safety.
Stomach feed, yeah. Well, I don't know. I can't see it.
And she did also state to you that she was crying and upset while this was occurring, correct?
Yes, ma'am, she did.
Oh.
After the incident happens in that room with Mr. Bishop and Miss Noel, what did Miss Noel do?
She stated after they finished having sex, he ordered her to take a shower. She stated she had received multiple calls from the person who had actually ordered her the Uber, and that she had contacted them and let them know she was going to have to sneak out and sneak away from the house. She stated she went to bed with the rest of the group and woke up in the early hours. It was only her and another person awake, and the other person was in the shower. She stated she only grabbed one of the 2 suitcases she had packed and left the location without saying anything to anyone else.
And when she left, what date was that?
She left on 3/24/2022. That's going to be March 24th.
And she made a report back on March 30th. Is that my recollection? March 30th, 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And she informed you, when did she inform you that the videos were posted to social media again?
She actually, in the initial report, had reported that it had been posted on social media.
How many days after she left?
How many days after she left were they posted?
The videos posted, correct.
They were posted 3 days after she left.
Okay. And I forgot to ask you earlier, but what do you remember the Twitter username or handle that it was posted under?
It was posted under @TH33GOD_.
Okay. And so essentially at what could read as 3God_.
Yes, ma'am.
And in your investigation, was that a name that Mr. Elijah Bishop goes by or calls himself?
Yes, it is.
And in speaking with Miss Newell, did she inform you that this was Mr. Bishop's Twitter profile or social media handle?
Yes, ma'am.
724-7638.
After taking Miss Newell's statements and observing these videos, did you end up taking out warrants against Mr. Elijah Bishop?
Yes, ma'am.
What were those warrants for?
They were for, excuse me, let me get the specific wording.
While you're looking that up, let me ask you, did you take out a warrant for rape?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you take out a warrant for false imprisonment?
Yes, ma'am.
And then did you take out 3 warrants for prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm gonna go through each one of them individually, but the warrant that you took out for rape was involving the victim, Miss Janae Newell, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you took that out due to the defendant having carnal knowledge of Miss Newell, engaging in some type of intercourse with her forcibly and against her will. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And those were based on her statements that she did not consent and felt like that he would have someone cause harm to her if this didn't happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And looking at the false imprisonment warrant that you took out, that also involved Miss Newell, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the false imprisonment warrant for?
Essentially for keeping her there preceding the rape.
And that was against her consent as well.
Yes, ma'am. She continued to.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, she continued to state she wanted to leave.
You also took out 3 warrants for the prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. 2 of them were felonies and 1 of them were misdemeanor. Is there anything you want to let the court know on what those 3 warrants actually should be?
Yes, ma'am. All 3 should be a felony warrant. Unfortunately, it was my misunderstanding and myself with the judge at the time. Essentially because they were all posted to Twitter, and that is a network that allows sexually explicit content without her consent, they should all be felony warrants.
Okay. And those were all warrants taken against Mr. Eligio Bishop based on the probable cause evidence that you received from Ms. Newell and the evidence you observed on social media, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, the state has no further, and Detective Panosian, obviously all of these, where was the incident location where the rape and false imprisonment is alleged to have occurred?
2993 Harbor Chase, that's in Decatur, Georgia, 30033.
And that's in DeKalb County?
Yes, ma'am.
And that is the same address also listed for the prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's your understanding from your investigation that is where Mr. Bishop resided and lived at?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, the state has no additional questions for Detective Panosian.
Mr. E, cross-examination?
Appreciate it. Good morning. Please, Detective Panosian. Can I get the correct spelling? I just want to make sure that I have the correct. I see it at the bottom. But just to make sure, Monica Panosian. Can you spell it?
P as in Peter, ANOSIAN.
All right, I just answered a few follow-up questions, just a few details that may or may not know. So, correction, that you stated that your first contact with Miss Noel, you stated that she joined a sex cult, correct?
That's what she called it, yes.
All right, that's what she called it. And can I get the statement date, the day that she gave the statement?
It was 4/7/2022.
Okay, so March 30th was the day that the report was made. I just want to make sure I got correct the timeline.
Yes, the initial report was made on March 30th.
All right, so I noticed you mentioned the videos on Twitter, and that they can be posted with consent and things of the nature. On the videos, were there any captions attached to the videos?
Initially, when you essentially have to look at the post, it has a caption stating that you have to click this link. It has sensitive content.
And when the video, I'm assuming when you watched the video, was it just a video, any other wording around it, meaning like hashtags or anything else associated with the video, or just the video as it is, which is me and you correct right now?
I believe it was just the video. I would have to double check the actual recording, so.
Okay. You see, watched 3 videos, but believed it to be 4, correct?
She stated there were 4, but I was only able to observe 3.
Yeah. And she told you that these videos were posted without her consent, because she believed she was leaving or he was mad?
She believed it as a form of taunting her.
Okay. Would you find it to be the same like harassment?
Yes.
All right. You mentioned that there was this video. Well, from your observation, were you able to determine if this was from like a phone or like a studio type setting?
I wouldn't be able to determine exactly what it was, but it appeared to me as a phone.
Were any phones ever collected as far as the search of Mr. Leo's residence?
Yes.
All right. Was those phones, as of now, according to your knowledge, have they been downloaded and went through or opened up?
From my knowledge, not yet. I believe there is a search warrant being obtained shortly for that.
Right. So other than the videos that have been on Twitter, there's no other videos that would have maybe the full video or any other thing other than what you retrieve from Twitter?
Not of my knowledge.
Right. Is this the same video that, from your research, is this the same video that was from the day that they actually had sex before she left, like the night out, from your understanding?
I do not know the date that the video had been taken. I only know the date that it was posted on Twitter.
So the possibility that this is another sexual encounter other than the one that is alleged here in the charges?
Yes.
Okay. You stated that at some point in this altercation that she was assaulted by other members in the cult or the group.
Yes.
Was there any follow-up investigation on that?
Yes, we have obtained multiple videos of Mr. Bishop actually ordering either females or males to hit the same sex. It's not necessarily just Miss Newell, but other members within the group.
Ms. Newell precisely gave you two names that she alleged that was assaulting her on this particular day, correct?
Yes.
And was any follow-up with those 2 people as far as obtaining a statement to confirm if this actually was true or not?
We attempted to take a statement, but most of his members would not want to speak to us.
Yeah. I noticed that in part of what you mentioned with Twitter is consent, right? Consent between the 2, correct?
Yes.
And you wouldn't have no idea to know if it was actual consensual between the 2 because you weren't there when he had, obviously had sex. But from your experience in the videos that you watched, the videos seem to...
Objection, Your Honor, this isn't a call for speculation.
I haven't heard the question yet, so let me hear the question.
Do you believe, do you see any evidence in the videos that this video was not consensual between the 2?
All right, so she's raised an objection. Mr. Edie, what's your response to the objection?
I'll reword it.
Your Honor, if that's Mr. Edie's response, I'd still object, saying that the question calls for an opinion, something that Detective Panosian would have no knowledge of in that moment, and so that is speculation, and therefore he shouldn't be even allowed to ask that question.
Edie, you want to respond?
Oh, no, I'll ask him the question.
Okay.
You stated that when you spoke to Miss Newell, correct?
Yes.
That she stated she was crying when she had the last sexual intercourse she had with Mr. Leo, correct?
Correct.
Right. In this video, in the video that was on Twitter, was there any crying in that video?
Did not appear to have any crying.
Any crying or any
Y'all can't see Nature Boy? You have to swipe. Is that thingy, is my bingo thing in the way? You have to drag it down. Or he's cut out the screen. Oh. Why y'all ain't say that?
social resisting, crying, fighting, words, no, in the particular video on Twitter?
Not in the video from Twitter.
Okay. I'll move down just a little bit, a few more questions. You stated that March 24th was the last intercourse that they had, and then March 30th was the report. Were there any communications to your knowledge between the 24th and the 30th?
She stated she changed her number and had stopped all communication after she left the location.
Did you ask, or to your knowledge, do Miss Newell have any social media?
She stated she had deleted hers. I do not know if she has any others now.
And the same way that you went back to retrieve Twitter, I'm assuming you sent a subpoena to Twitter, correct?
Yeah, we sent a search warrant to Twitter. We are still waiting to receive that back.
We plan on sending a search warrant for Ms. Newell's social media?
We do not have the social media for Ms. Newell.
Okay. Let's backtrack just a little bit to March 24th. My understanding that Ms. Newell stated someone ordered her Uber on the day that she wanted to leave, correct?
Yes.
All right, and you also stated that he told her to go.
Originally, yes.
Originally told her to go. I'm not too familiar with the housing, but can you describe the house? Is it a multi-story? If you can just give me a brief description of how the house is set up.
The house is a single-family, 2-story house.
And from your understanding of Mr. Leo's bedroom, would that be upstairs?
From my understanding, yes, but she did not state it occurred in his bedroom.
Okay, but the entry and exit to the house will be downstairs on the base level, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you stated that once the Uber did arrive, the opportunity to leave, she decided that she wanted to say goodbye to Mr. Leo, correct?
Correct.
All right, so
But he also wanted to say goodbye to her.
Right. We didn't mention that Mr. Leo went to retrieve Ms. Newell. Ms. Newell went to Mr. Leo herself, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You also stated that it was his request to say goodbye, correct?
Yes. Judge, would you mind if I expanded a little bit more on that?
You're not my witness. You're
Okay.
Ms. Pasmino's witness.
Essentially, because of his requests are more demands.
All right. Do you have any? I don't want to jump too far back into that. I was trying to stay on task, but you stated that because he's the leader. How do you have any affirmation that he's a leader of a sex? Just wanted to know.
Not only did he tell us that he is God to these people, but he has admitted he was the leader of this group, as well as has multiple social media outlets where he posts his teachings, as well as his followers being called servants and pawns.
All right. So there was a statement given by Mr. Leo.
Yes.
Okay. What did you learn from that statement? And let's just start. When was that statement given?
Objection, Your Honor. At this point, I'm going to, the information about his statement is irrelevant to probable cause of the charges. And so at this point, I think it's just a fishing expedition.
Yeah, I think it has some probative value. I want to allow it. Go ahead, counsel. Overrule.
When was the statement? When did you come into first contact with Mr.
We spoke with Mr. Bishop on April 14th, 2022. He was brought to headquarters while executing a search warrant on his residence. Mr. Bishop was read his Miranda rights and agreed to give a statement with us. Mr. Bishop denied raping anyone and essentially said he was a ladies' man, so he didn't have to rape anybody. He did state that they had sex that night, but he did not see it as rape. And he said, excuse me?
Correct. Keep on.
He stated that the film of them having sex had been consensual of them filming it, but he continued to deny any allegations.
Did he mention the other postings, any sexual?
He stated that they post sexual content as in education.
In a part of your question for Noel, did you ever ask her about the educational posting of the videos?
No, I did not ask her about the educational value of the videos.
Yes, Mr. Leo's statements itself. And I'll move to the questions.
I'm sorry, you broke up in and out. What was that question?
No, that wasn't a question. I'm sorry. I was just letting you know I was done with Mr. Leo's question, and I have a few more questions for you, and we should be done here. I'm trying to backtrack to where I was at. Okay, so we have Miss Newell, just to bring it back, we have Miss Newell now in the upstairs with Mr. Aleo, correct?
Correct.
Right, you stated that he requested a hug.
He essentially requested to say goodbye.
Requested to say goodbye. And you stated in her testimony that felt she couldn't leave.
I'm sorry, you broke in and out. I wasn't able to hear the full question.
In your testimony, did you feel that she couldn't leave?
Mr. Edie, your audio is spotty, so not sure what's happening because I heard the same thing twice where you just the words went out.
Is it better to hit me this way?
I don't know. Let's try it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to hold it this way and have nothing coming in the microphone.
All right.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your testimony today was that Ms. Newell never stated that she felt she couldn't leave, correct?
She was unable to get away from his grasp, and she felt that if she tried to leave, he would order the other followers to abuse her. So she had fear of her safety.
And that was her belief. That was her belief, correct?
Correct, and it was also her experience prior to all these other incidents.
All right. And I missed earlier, what was the history? How long has she been a member of this cult?
She stated 3 to 4 years.
Okay. And you also stated that there were other times in which she was, I guess, safe to say, in and out, came, gone, come, gone, come and go, come and go.
Yes, she stated she had lived with him, I believe, twice before then.
All right. I guess the last 2 questions. Upon the search of the house, was anything other than phones confiscated?
All material that essentially could do any kind of recording, since we didn't know what the recording was taken on, as well as marijuana found, from my understanding.
And the last portion broke out from my phone when you were testifying. You stated that Miss Newell left that night, correct?
The next morning, essentially it started in the early hours of 3/24, and in the morning time around 9 a.m. was when she ended up leaving the location.
Were there people in the house during the time of the sexual intercourse on March 24th?
I believe so.
Did you reach out to any of those potential witnesses or anyone who would be in the house for any statements?
We spoke to a few of his followers. Most of them did not want to give us a statement.
So other than the statement you have from Mr. Noel and the statement you have from Mr. Leo, you have no other statements concerning March 24th, the sexual encounter that happened in Mr. Leo's house?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Judge, I have no further questions.
Ms. Pasmino, any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Detective Panosian, do you see Mr. Eligio Bishop present on this Zoom call here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just please identify what he's wearing?
An orange jumpsuit and appears to be a white long sleeve under it.
And he's the individual that you secured warrants for?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Detective Panosian, I know that the defense spent some time over Mr. Bishop supposedly making requests, and I wanted you to elaborate. It's your understanding from the inner workings of his group that his requests are seen as demands.
They're seen as orders or demands because of the fact that he is their leader, he is their God. He is seen as the person that they do anything for.
And from your investigation and your understanding of how his group works, if they did not comply with these orders or demands, would things happen to them?
Yes, he would order other members to strike the person.
And this is something that has been observed on multiple videos with multiple of his members, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, there's no other further questions for Mr.
Any recross?
One question. Okay, mic was on. In these videos that you obtained of these demands of I guess actual sex of violence or acts of violence, were Miss Newell precisely were detected to be in any of these videos?
Not from my knowledge right now. Most of the videos that we observed, she was not in them.
All right. And of any of the quote unquote alleged victims, any statements of those alleged victims?
No, like I said, most of his followers would not give us statements.
Understood. No further questions.
State, have any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Edie, you have any witnesses?
No.
Lawyer's argument, Mr. Edie?
Yes. Judge, our act said we just, go down and start with the basis of, I guess, the revenge porn. There was a bold, I guess, a clear line of statement on what the law reads that, sexual content can be posted, obviously with the consent of two acts. I asked questions directly that would show that there was no way here, given evidence that will allow to determine if the sexual acts and the videos that were actually posted here were not consensual. There was, I guess, obviously the only videos that we have that ties into this would allege that there would have been some crying or some type of resistance. In the video that was allegedly posted here, it seems that according to talk to Mr. Leo, that these videos were in posted of sexual educations. The opportunity existed on an occasion to ask Mr. Noel that if these videos were part of the education in which it failed to do so. So what we have is Mr. Leo letting you know that these videos was posted into a sexual educational class, and if it was to be disprove that the opportunity exists throughout this investigation, which has not done so. I also don't see any forms or but also in that statement to counter that you have been in this quote unquote, for 3 to 4 years and have left on other previous times but for some, I guess, ideal reason, this one particular time it's now being posted for some alleged act. So I state that the grounds or basis of the factors here to determine that these are cases by the state that those cases on the revenge porn matters to be dismissed. If we go up down to the false imprisonment case, precisely, testimony was very clear that at some point Miss Newell ordered Uber that she was able to leave, and that it was upon her own request that she wanted to go back. So the idea or sense of fear tends to be diluted or negated when she actually decided to travel from assuming the exit point downstairs and go all the way up upstairs to meet Mr. Alejio. I think it says my phone dropped out. Okay, I'm back. To go up to meet Mr. Alejio, her alleged, assault or assaults her here, to go up to say goodbye, in which I believe nothing more came out of this situation than a last minute or last hurrah of a consensual sex belief of a goodbye after that. The only sense of confinement was a hug, and that she feared that she couldn't leave his grip or his grasp. Last we shoot up, so I asked that there is no determination of false imprisonment and that none of the elements was met on behalf of the state. Last, we go look up at rape and carnal knowledge without consent. There's obviously no way to confirm or disprove that the video that was posted on Twitter is the same as the video. And obviously would be, from testimony, will be differences. That this was that. So the only thing we have is a statement from Mr. Wells saying that sex did have, and Mr. Leo, who consented that they did actually have, and his belief that it was consensual. I said that it wasn't consensual, no questions or anything was testified about any previous sexual as it wasn't make a difference. DNA, because we both know that they have sex. So here we just basically have a he say, she say that they did previously have sex, they agreed to have sex, and another statement saying that they didn't have sex. So I feel that there's not enough evidence presented in either or nor cases that we have presented today, and that all cases should be dismissed and dismissed now and not to be further pursued up to Superior Court and down the road.
Ms. Palomino, argument?
Yes, Your Honor. In addressing the prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmission, we do ask the court to bind all three over as felonies, even though one of the warrant was for misdemeanor. I think Mr. Eady is kind of misplaced when he recites the law. The law doesn't require that the videos that are posted and the content that's in the videos be of consensual nature. It requires that the person did not consent to the posting of those videos. And as long as those videos were electronically transmitted or posted, whether it's a photograph or a video on some type of social media website, sharing site or web page or message board, if they were posted without the consent of the victim that's in that video, and they were posted for the purposes of harassing or taunting the individual, and it shows explicit conduct, then it's a felony, and that is probable cause for the warrant for that, and it should be bound over. You heard the testimony from Detective Panosian, consent to the posting. This was posted after she left, and what she believes was in response to her leaving the group and potentially being taunted and harassed. We've submitted evidence about what the cult culture was like with Mr. Bishop and what he would order and demand and require his members to do when people left or disrespected nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. Cause for the warrants on these cases, and we ask that those be bound over as well. The fact that I think the defense tries to make it cold, I'm sure this court's familiar with domestic violence relationships and how individuals will leave and go back routinely because of the hold that someone has over them, because of the threat, the fear that they have for their life. This is a situation in which Ms. Newell was part of a cult, and where Mr. Bishop, who somehow self-proclaims himself as God, as the leader of this organization, orders and controls other individual members in the group. And when they didn't do what they wanted him to do, when they didn't do what he asked of them, he would order some type of physical violence toward them. So there was a culture of fear with Mr. Bishop. This is evidenced by multiple videos that Mr. Bishop himself has posted, that other members have posted, that Detective Nozim has testified that she has observed. And Ms. Newell, at the end of the day, said that she told Mr. Bishop no multiple times.
What Tabitha has just so eloquently described
Sorry, y'all, I'm having some technical difficulties. So my apologies. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, sure. It was long. It was long. And I think my laptop just said, you know what? My laptop said it was done. It was finished. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I pushed the button and something happened. My laptop is kind of acting funny right now. But so I'm sorry about that, you guys. I'm probably not going to be able to play the rest of the video. But I think we saw the bulk of what I wanted you guys to see tonight. And Polly, thank you so much for allowing me to play that video, and thank you for the time that you took to compile all of that and put it together and shed some more light onto this interesting situation. I really appreciate you. So finger still on the trigger, BB. BB, it's been a long night, y'all. We've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes now. Y'all got a lot of information tonight, and you guys know that this live stream is not going to stay on the it's not going to stay on the channel. I'm going to have to make it private and then probably eventually delete this video off of YouTube. Once that gag order is ruled on, and I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I'm not sure if they're going to like try to get into the courtroom this week, next week, when the pretrial date arrives, which is the 29th of June. Hopefully it happens much sooner than that, but they're going to be removing all videos off of YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram that contain any identifying information about Janae that speaks about the case, her name, her image, things of that nature. So hopefully the ruling goes through, the judge approves it. The reason that the gag order was in place is because Eligio and his wives, the drone heads, released the names, the images of the judge, the DA, the detectives, as well as myself. And they have way more importance in this case. And what he did is you're breaking the law. You're not following the law, and so now you have to be silenced. And I think within that gag order, he's going to have all his privileges revoked. So I'll keep you guys updated on that and let you know how that goes down, when that goes down. And in the meantime, y'all, I'm about to, oh shoot. The sound went out. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? So I had to hop on my laptop or my iPad. Yeah, doxing judges, they just doxing everybody. It's ridiculous. Like, just making things worse for him. Literally making things worse. So keep up the good work, ladies. What you're doing it's wrong, and you know it. They know it. And Eligio's gonna pay for it. That's just what it is. So y'all, we're about to call it a night. I'm gonna be going live a lot more lately. That's a promise. I'm actually going to do everything in my power to get my channel monetized. I think I deserve it. I think I've earned it. We'll see what happens. The bullied became bullies, and that's what happens. Thank you, Polly. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what happened. I don't know my computer. I don't know what happened with my laptop, but we'll figure it out. We'll see you guys again soon. I thank everybody for oh, there we go. We decided to just come back to life. Crazy. But yeah, I think y'all it is Polly's recording K to the LA. It is her recording. Polly did a great job making this video. Hats off to her. Hats off to Polly for that. Polly, you did that. Thank you. Oh. Once I start going live more, y'all, I'm gonna figure all this technical stuff out, and we will definitely get it together. I don't know if if the video started playing again or what. I see it up on the live stream, but nothing's happening. Let me see. How much more? You know, it's only a few minutes left. Let me start this again since my for whoever's left. I'm gonna finish the video off because I was able to get my laptop back up. So thanks for bearing with me, you guys. You guys are the bomb. I swear. Let me get my life together.
Fabricated story. What Tabitha has just so eloquently described is abuse by proxy. What Tabitha has just so eloquently described is abuse by proxy.
Abuse by proxy. Begin smear campaign. Tarnishes your image by turning people against you with an intention of destroying your social support. Raises supporters. Manipulates people to take their side and believe fabricated stories that have no ground in reality. Sends flying monkeys. Chooses some of the most obedient and compliant side takers to abuse the victim on narcissist's behalf, stalking, threatening, and harassing. Re-victimizing the victim. Victim is re-traumatized and retargeted via others. Goes through the cycle of abuse once again. However, in the physical absence, but indirect presence of the narcissist.
Stating that Natiri is taking me to court for revenge porn. Literally, look, y'all. Invasion of privacy. You hereby are notified by Janae. Blase blah. My court date is April 18th. Guess what time, y'all? At 3 p.m. Yo. Yo. No arrest warrant has been issued at this time. She's trying to get a warrant out for my arrest for invasion of privacy. It's called invasion of privacy. I can't legally, probably. But this is so funny because all of y'all know she did that porn with her. That porn was done with her consent. What the fuck? The whole world knows this bitch is a hoe. We about to go to court and have fun with this shit. Do you know this is all entertainment? Oh my God, this is footage from me. This bitch is the whore of Babylon. We literally got her on camera saying she prostituted for goddamn. We literally got you on camera.
Pull it up right now. Easy.
Bro, what is you talking about? The T got you right here saying. She literally, look. You lying to the police. It's not, she's lying, bro. How you gonna lie to the devil? You're lying. Cut it the fuck out. It's not that serious. It's over. It's in your mind. It's not even nothing.
Why don't you cry about it? Scared. Yeah, this happened to me before.
Scared about what? Nigga, you know who you are. You know who you is. I'm laughing because you really cried about some shit you should be proud of.
I should be proud.
Nigga, I stood on my shit. Nigga, I told everybody in the fucking world, motherfucker, I was gay for pay. Sitting up here crying about some stupid shit like that. She don't give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck.
That's true.
Don't nobody care that everybody got their own problems. Don't nobody care that you had to sell your body for money.
Possible mental disorders as consequences of repeated sexual violence. PTSD, fears, depression, disorder in the regulation of emotions, psychosomatical disorders, physical illnesses, disorders of the personality, dissociative disorder, eating disorders, drug addictions, and overall complex trauma.
In addition, Your Honor, before I tell you about the other risk factors that the state's concerned if he's granted bond, I do want to read a statement from the victim in this case. She is fearful if the defendant is given a bond, and so I think it is appropriate. Before I do that, there are a couple of videos that I do want to show the court. And the reason I am showing the court these videos because it's to give context to what I am talking about. I will warn the court that some of the videos are offensive and explicit in language and assaultive conduct, but it's no more than 2 minutes, and it is important for the court to consider. So with the court's permission, may I play those?
Judge, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Let's see. Are you able to hear me now?
I can, Judge.
Okay, yes, and that would be granted. Permission is granted.
Thank you. Just be patient with me as I try to share the video. Your Honor, can you see this video? I'm about to hit play, but I want to make sure that you see a video.
Yes.
Okay.
Be grateful that you're here because we're very grateful. See the attitude on her face. That was a good one, so. That was a good one. Slap a bitch back to sense like stop wasting our fucking time making this shit about you, huh? It's about me. Wrap my motherfucking legs on my toes and step on my toes. Bitch, fuck you. And you can say it's abuse, but please leave. Please just leave me alone. And it's abuse, but she won't leave. It's because it's mind control. But bitch, it ain't that much mind control in the world. Bitch, you're doing it to yourself at this point. If a bitch smack me, I'm gone. If you let a bitch smack you, you deserve to get smacked.
That is the first video, Your Honor. I am going to pull up another video, and it'll be my last one. Are you able to see this second video that I pulled up, Your Honor?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh, fuck God, man. Fuck this phone, man. I made this phone and I made you, man. Ever disrespectful, man. Don't think for yourself. You too. Like that. Like that. Like, yo, listen to shit. Fuck up. Yo, sorry, bro. Right away. Out the mouth. Call the cops. Let me out. Fuck you, nigga. Even if you lock me up, nigga, guess what? I'm still, my spirit going to listen. Let's see what I'm telling you. Don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You can fucking do it. Right, boy, you can never stop me. I'm God. I'm the black man, nigga. I'm God. The black man is God. Fear my motherfucker.
And Your Honor, the state plays those videos because it goes to show the power and control that the defendant has over the individuals that has been part of this cult and this intimidation and manipulation that he does with his members. It is a significant risk to the community. What's important also for us to consider is that the defendant had followers of him record him while he was in the jail on a phone call and upload it to social media. In those calls that were uploaded to social media, he specifically tells one of his members to go and talk to the victim in this case. And he says, specifically, you need to make noise. Do everything you can do. Please go talk to her. This is an example, a textbook example of someone who is trying to intimidate a witness and intimidate a victim from continuing to come forward or pursue charges. What's also important to note from that video I played, he says, even if you lock me up, my spirit is going to live. And I think that is evidenced by all of this video evidence that's showing on social media. He is getting in contact with his followers, instructing his followers to essentially do things on his behalf from inside the jail. Can you only imagine if he is granted bond and back out into society, what he can do?
I'm definitely concerned for the victim and her safety. And so I'm going to read her statement to give some context to that, Your Honor. But she does state, I am fully willing to testify in this case, even though I am nervous about testifying. I'm asking that you please do not grant the defendant bond. Can you please issue an order ordering him that he have no contact with me whatsoever? He is a danger to the community. He has abused many of the members of his cult mentally, physically, and emotionally. He's ordered people to abuse one another physically for his enjoyment and pleasure. I've watched him whip a girl with a leather belt multiple times for 15 minutes straight, ordering her to kiss our feet while whipping her. He didn't stop hitting her until he felt like it and until she cried in submission. He even smiled while abusing her, quoting, "This is starting to feel good." He prevented me from leaving his home that night I wanted to go. He took me into another room after mentally abusing me for up to 2 hours and after ordering the women in his home to abuse me. He proceeded to have sex with me when I told him I did not want to have sex with him multiple times. He has done this with me on multiple occasions and have taken advantage of not only me, but a multitude of women who have come to him. He has no respect for the women that comes into his life and even has devalued, degraded, and humiliated them on multiple social platforms online. He's openly told the members of the cult to reach out to me to try to persuade me to drop the charges. I'm afraid of the power and control he has over his cult members, and I believe he cannot be in contact with any of them so that they can start to carry on with their own lives. He has slapped and abused men in his cult as well. He's been physically abusive to the wives to the point that one of them lost feeling in her hands after being slapped by him. If he were to be released on bond, I would not feel safe at all, nor do I feel the people who were living with him would be safe. Please do not grant him a bond in the interest of justice, the safety of our community, and for the safety of other victims who have and may never come forward. I am asking that you please decline this bond. So that's from the victim, Your Honor. I will go through just the 4 factors briefly as to why I believe that this defendant is a significant risk and that in looking at all 4 factors, he should not be granted bond. For instance, he is a risk of failing to appear or flee the jurisdiction. As I stated before, received that anonymous tip about followers setting up a place for him in Mexico if he was granted bond. And we were able to confirm on social media that one of his followers is in Mexico. In addition, as I stated, he's been to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Panama, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, has a pending charge out of Ohio, had an arrest conviction from Hawaii, and apparently was kicked out of all the other 3 countries for security measures. He also has that previous failure to appear on that driving while license suspended that I mentioned before. He's a risk to the persons and the property of the community, his followers, as evidenced by some of the videos I showed to you and the other videos that are uploaded on his social media pages. Will do anything that he says. He's proven to be a manipulator and someone who has power and control over the followers in his cult. If he is granted bond, there is no idea what he will order his followers to do, especially since we have evidence that he's instructing his followers to contact the victim straight from jail. He's a significant risk of committing another felony, as evidenced by his history. He does have some violent history with a battery conviction and a pending domestic violence charge. But in addition, the evidence that we've shown to the court of the assaultive nature that he requires his members to take part of, if he was released on bond, then there's a significant risk that he would commit another felony or someone will on his behalf. I also will mention that there was another video on social media where he openly admits and states that he allowed one of his sons to touch his genitalia and play with it. And so there's also that concern for the children in the community. In his social media videos, he's also repeatedly said that he's above the law. He is God. He is nature. And so this individual who sees himself in this light believes that no one else can control him. He is the ultimate being, and he is the only one in control of anything. No laws that the court puts or no conditions that the court would put on any type of bond would ensure the safety of others or the community. And what's also most important for the court to consider is that he's a significant risk of intimidating the witnesses or the victim in this case. Specifically, he has been violent with her, he's been violent with other individuals, and he did tell her that if he wanted to, he could kill her. And as I stated to the court, he has instructed his followers to reach out to her. Your Honor, in looking at all four of these factors, there is no way that this court can grant the defendant bond. I understand that the defense will argue that he is alleged to commit these acts and that he is innocent of these offenses. But even outside of that, even outside of what he is part of in this cult and his actions, as far as his criminal history and what he does in these videos and what people have come forward, he is a significant risk to the community, and therefore bond should not be granted.
Thank you, counsel.
Oh my God, Polly.
Real one, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. I'm a real nigga. I'm a good. I'm gonna put you to sleep. That make me feel like a man when I you like that. That make me feel good. Cause outside of that, you gonna run your fucking mouth. Make me punch you in your shit. I'm an abusive man. That's what I am. That's what I am. I need a woman that like to be abused. What the nigga say? Hold up. Yo, Ma, give me your phone. I need a like Tina. I need a the ass like Trina. That like to get beat like Tina. You feel me? I need a real.
Everything from shoes to coat hangers, once putting a burning cigarette to her lips.
Okay, I can stop you. I know where you're going. Okay, with all of this, if you look at Tina, you see any of those scars? She said I broke her jawbone. If you ask a doctor can tell you, if I broke her jaw, no way is she going on stage.
You admit that you have slapped Tina before, but why, Ike?
She would be walking around looking sad, with a lip drop, and I keep asking her, and what is the matter with you? What's wrong? And it's always nothing. And it would go on for a day or two till finally, why the don't you? And then this is where I would slap her or something. Then she would change her mood or attitude or something. Let me tell you that I would say this. I would do no more to Tina, and I did no more to Tina than I would want somebody to do to my mother.
Something on my mind. Want somebody, please tell me what's wrong. You just a fool, you know you're in love. What you say? One more time. You know you love him, but you can't talk about why he treats you like you do when he's such a good man. Listen, he's got me smiling when I should be ashamed. Got me laughing when my heart is in pain. Oh, now I must be a fool. Cause I'll do anything he wants me to do. Now, you just a fool. You know you're in love. And one more time. You got to face it. You live in love. You make the good. Along with the bad. Sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're sad. One more time. You know you love him, but you can't understand why he treats you like you do when he's such a good man. We're like a man. I don't want to live. You think I'm lying, but I'm telling you like it is. Got my nose open and that's no lie. And I'm gonna keep him satisfied. Now I'll come. You just a fool. You know you're in love. Me one more time. You got to face it. You let it go. You make it good. Sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're sad. One more time. You know you love me, but you can't understand why he treats you like you do when he's such a good man. This wave of action, he's not up in love. The truest man that I ever heard. I trust my man in all that he do, and I'll do anything he wants me to do. I'll come. You just a fool. You know you're in love. And one more time. You got to face it. You live in the world. You make the good. Along with the bad. Sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're sad. Show me one more time. You know you love me, but you can't understand it. Why you treat you like you do when he's such a good man? Show me one more time.
Oh my God, that was very well done, Polly. Thank you for making that, sharing it with us. Well, on top of it. And the tribute at the end was so sweet. I didn't get to watch the entire video that you made, so this was really nice. And the tribute was fitting, very fitting, because that is literally just part and parcel of what some of them girls been going through. Tina went through much, she went through a lot, years and years of abuse. She was abused so horribly by him. I mean, he ran her off to another country in order to have some real peace in her life. So, but yeah, this was great. Thank y'all. Thank y'all all for being here, hanging out with us. And we'll just continue to be patient and let the justice system do its job in this particular case. We like to always talk about how, justice doesn't work for us. And in this particular instance, the narrative that these girls are pushing is that, oh, the black man this and the black man that. Woo, woo, woo. The truth of the matter is that this black man set himself up for disaster. And he is going to face the consequences of his actions. Nobody else. He did it to himself. So that's that. Man, I'm glad I was able to contribute to it as well, Polly. It was well done. It was great. And we're gonna break down some more videos moving forward. We're not gonna talk about the case in particular, but we definitely will be talking about the cult leader, Nature Boy, Eligio Bishop, and his actions over the years that have led him to this point. Those girls can put out whatever information that they want, but at the end of the day, they will have to face the consequences for the things that they are doing. And so I'm going to let the universe work its magic. I am not pressed. I am not bothered. And I'm not moved whatsoever, because I know that I'm standing on the side of truth in this instance. Everything in me, everything within my spirit told me that the truth was being told when I heard it. No matter what verbiage was used, you guys are gonna, a lot of people are on the fence about certain things. You're gonna understand at some point that the verbiage doesn't matter as much as what actually happened, guys. It's I can say that you can slap me in the face and I can say you kissed me on the cheek. You slapped me in the face. Doesn't matter if I called it a kiss, you slapped me. Just a little ratchet analogy, but it is what it is. Thank you to all of my moderators. You guys are so amazing. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys for holding it down in the chat. I appreciate the chat for holding it down tonight. And everybody that got blocked, don't come back. I don't understand why you guys can't respect people's platforms. One thing you never saw me do, you never heard me do, was go into any of the cult leaders' live streams talking shit, talking crazy. I would screen record, walk away, go on with my life and my day, come back and drop a video the next day. Y'all, some people always wonder, like, why didn't you drop it right away? Because I have a life. So a lot of my videos will come out the next day, the full video. And that was my cadence. That's how I did what I did. That's how I was able to document this cult for so long. But times have changed, seasons have changed, and we're going to be doing some different things around here. I'm so appreciative for all of you that have stuck with me through all of these years. I can proudly say that I have not ever earned one penny for any of the documentation that I have done over the years, not one red cent. However, since I'm done documenting this cult, I'm going to go out and get my own flowers now. So my goal at this point is to monetize my channel and to do whatever the fuck I want with it now. And I want y'all to come along with me for the ride. I appreciate you guys so much. Like, just so much love. Bear with me. Y'all, I have so much love for you guys, and I wish I could go live a lot more often, but you know, it's not that easy for me to do that, just because I have an introverted personality type. But it's always healing to talk with you guys and to hear your opinions and your thoughts on everything, just to feel the love and share the love between everybody, because we all know that this is a very cold world we're living in. And so any little bit of love, respect, community, growth, all that good stuff, that's what that's the wave that I'm on. We've seen enough negativity displayed on this channel over the years, and it's time for a change. So we will see, guys. And you know what, y'all? Now that my information is out there, I really tried to stay in the background. I didn't want to put myself out there on Front Street all this time. Now that my information is out there, hey, here I am. Y'all know my name. Y'all know my face. Now it's on. Now I can really do what I enjoy doing, and you know, without any concern about stuff. So I'm excited about the future, and y'all hang in there. I appreciate you guys. I'm so thankful for y'all, and I'm just wishing y'all a great night. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna wrap it up, and we'll see you next time, y'all. I'm gonna hopefully we can do a live at some point where you guys can come up and share your thoughts with me about whatever, everything, the code, uh, the journey, what watching this code has, kind of how it's impacted you guys over the years, and how you look at the world, and how you look at certain things now, how you look at yourself, and how you interact. Like, what impact has it had for you, if any? Because it's definitely had an impact on me, in a good way. So it's always some good. It's a lot of good mixed in with the bad that we've seen, and we've been able to build a community, and I'm proud of that, and I'm just like I said, I'm thankful for you guys. I appreciate y'all. So with that said, everybody have a wonderful night. I'm sending so much love out to you guys, because I feel the love that you are sending to me, and it is so appreciated. Until next time, peace and love.